Unfortunately for college football fans' sake, whether you actually want to believe this or not, it's the cold harsh truth. Here's the craziest part about all of this. I can't understand for the life of me why nobody's bringing this up or talking about it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great day. Hope all of you having a great winter break, getting ready for New Year's. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, we got to talk about no other than the college football playoff. There's been a lot of great bowl games that have already happened and are currently going on, and we may touch on those in a different video, so be on the lookout for that. And by the way, I don't know if it's just me, but this has felt like the best bowl season in a very long time. We've had so many games go down to the wire, and we've had multiple games go into 5 or 6 overtimes. Getting a little sidetracked, for now at least, we're going to talk about this playoff, but more importantly, what they're not telling you about this playoff. And I've been meaning to talk about this, I just haven't got around to it because most of you probably know by this point in time, if you've been keeping up with the videos, your boy Matt has been sick. But now I'm starting to feel a little bit, not a lot of it, but a little bit better, and we're getting back into the groove of things. As we all know by this point in time, round 1 of the first ever 12-team playoff is officially over. We've already talked plenty about that. I'm not going to sit up here and talk about all the blowouts. Was it good? Long story short, or long answer short, no. But we've seen blowouts before. It's not a big deal. Hopefully round 2, the quarterfinals, it's a little bit better. We have now narrowed our teams down from 12 to 8. We got Texas, Lowbro State, Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, Notre Dame, Arizona State, and Boise State left. And those are your final 8 teams remaining. To break it down even more, we got Texas playing Arizona State. We got the Lowbro Ohio State playing the Oregon Duckies. We got Notre Dame versus Georgia. That's probably going to be the best one outside of Ohio State, Oregon. And then last but not, wait, where's the, oh yeah. Penn State and Boise State. I was forgetting about them. They play on Tuesday. And let me throw this out here. As an avid college football fan and viewer myself, I'm beyond excited for these games. I love the playoffs. But despite me looking forward to all 4 games on Saturday, there's only 2 games that are going to be real college football playoff games, and there's not 8 teams that can actually win this national championship. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and you probably heard me say this before, but I'm going to say it again. When the 12-team college football playoff was announced, I stated and I made it evidently clear that there's 4 teams that have a combined 0% chance of winning a national championship. Not 0.0001, no, straight up 0. Boise State, Arizona State, SMU, and Indiana. 0% shot. Can't do it, won't happen in a million years, not in their wildest dreams. 2 of those teams I listed off, they're out, so there's now 2 remaining, and they're going to get beat. Boise State and Arizona State have a 0% chance to win a national championship. Can't emphasize it enough. Now, I'll let this be known right now. They could potentially sneak out a win. Arizona State maybe upset Texas. Boise State upset Penn State. But they're not getting past that. And let me also clarify, I'm not picking those upsets. But here's where things get even more interesting. If I were to ask you, yo, my man, who do you think's got the best chance of winning the college football national championship? You'd probably say, Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, teams like that, right? But no, come to find out, Texas has the best odds to win a national championship. I'm going to say it one more time. Not Ohio State, not Oregon, not Georgia, but Texas, the Longhorns. A lot of people are blown away by this. This quote tweet got over, I think it was like 2 million views, a bunch of likes. Is prime Vince Young suiting up for Texas or something? What are we missing? It's actually relatively simple, my friend. They have the easier pathway to win a national championship. That's all it is, because reminder, Oregon and Ohio State, they got to go through one another. Because let's take a look at it. If Texas wants to win a national championship, who they got to go through? Arizona State, winner of Oregon, Ohio State, which won't be easy, but it's not like they got to play both of those teams. And then they'll play the winner of Georgia, Notre Dame, and Penn State. It's just not as difficult, plain as simple as that. But going back to these 8 teams, let's talk about this a little bit more because it's the main focal point of this video, and it's the main reason I'm even making it. We'll start off with Boise State. Can they win a championship? Absolutely not. Going on down here, Arizona State, can they win a championship? Absolutely not. So that now leaves us with 6 teams. Notre Dame, Penn State, Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State, and Texas. Does anybody watching this video actually believe Notre Dame can win a national championship? No, I don't think you do. Notre Dame's going to run out of steam. They don't have elite quarterback play. They don't have an outstanding coaching staff. It just doesn't seem like it's the year for them. I like this Notre Dame team. I think they're a great and solid ball club, but not a national champion. That now leaves us with 5 teams, and we probably should have talked about this team before Notre Dame. Penn State. None of you watching this video thinks for a split second that Penn State has a chance to win a national championship. They're irrelevant on the grand scheme of things. I know it, you know it. They can't beat the big teams. James Franklin does an outstanding job, so win the games he's supposed to. They'll beat Boise State, but they can't beat teams like Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, teams like that. So you see where we're going with this. We're now down to only 4 teams remaining that I think can win this national championship? We'll start off with Texas, the team that has the best odds. Well, Texas, they couldn't even beat Georgia with Georgia's backup quarterback. They're 0-2 versus the Dogs. I know this, you know this, everybody watching this video knows this. If you want to win a national championship, you got to have great/elite quarterback play. You got to. There's no other way around it. And guess who hasn't been great/elite this year? Not even close. Quinn Ewers. He's been struggling all season long. And since he struggled all season long, I don't think Texas can win a national championship. It's not going to happen. So we are now down to 3 teams, guys. Ohio State and Oregon, and guess who? The big and mighty Georgia Bulldogs. Well, here's where things get even more fascinating. I only believe there's 3 teams that have a great shot at winning this national championship. You see them right here. Ohio State, Oregon, and Georgia. But here's the kicker with that. Unfortunately, due to this stupid format we have with this 12-team playoff, Ohio State and Oregon are playing one another this weekend. They shouldn't be playing, but it is what it is. So, yeah, we are now down to 2 teams. Winner of Ohio State and Oregon and Georgia. And I already know what some people are flying to the comment section to write. They probably already wrote it by this point in time. Matt, you forgot one major key detail, buddy. Georgia, they don't have their starting quarterback, Timmy Beck. They got to roll with the backup, Gunnar Stockton. And yes, I know that, but I don't care. You know why? Because I think Gunnar Stockton is more than capable of winning games. We saw it against Texas. And they also have what I love. Championship DNA. They've been there before. They've done it before multiple times. Unfortunately, for college football fans' sake, whether you actually want to believe this or not, it's the cold, harsh truth. This college football playoff, although there's 8 teams remaining, it's a 3-team race. The winner of Ohio State and Oregon and Georgia. That's it. That's your national champion. And I know up until this point you probably haven't thought about it, but real quick, think about it. None of you watching this video actually believe that Penn State or Notre Dame is going to win this national championship. You may think they're solid teams, but not national championship caliber. And like I said, Quinn Ewers has been struggling to throw the football all season long, and that's not going to fare around against some really good teams. What I'm about to say next, do not take it the wrong way. I'm going to enjoy this playoff. I really am. But at the end of the day, this is not much of a playoff. There are only a few select teams that can actually win this thing. And I'm not saying this year's an outlier. It's going to be like this more than likely every single season. There's a big difference from championship caliber teams and your pretenders. Your pretenders in this case and scenario, I'm not even talking about Arizona and Boise because we know they don't have a shot, but teams like Penn State and Notre Dame, and you can even throw Texas in that mix. Those are your classic pretenders, man. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again in this video. Out of these 8 teams that are remaining, there's only 3 that have a legit shot at winning the national championship. And look, I get it. I know I sound like an Eeyore, negative Nancy, Debbie Downer in this video, and y'all may hate me for saying this, like, oh, here we go, Matt can't have fun, he can't just sit back, relax, and enjoy the games. And like I already stated in this video, I'm going to do that. I'm just telling you the cold, harsh truth and reality of the situation. And this is really a different conversation for a different day. I don't want to divulge into this too much. There is 0 parity in college football at the top of it. One thing I've always heard college football fans clamor about, not even just this year, I'm talking about for the past 10 to 15 years is, oh, we want parity, there's no parity, we want more parity, and yada, yada, yada. It's not just in college football, guys. It's in every major sport. There isn't parity in any of it. Look at the NFL. Every single year, there's only about 3 to 4, maybe 5 teams that can actually win the Super Bowl. For the longest, who dominated the NFL? The Patriots. Now, it's the Chiefs. And of course, you're going to have a couple other good teams, but think about it. There's only 4 to 5 teams compete for a championship every single year, or the Super Bowl. My apologies. In college basketball, there's a 68-team tournament counting the first 4 games, and there's only about 3 to 4 teams that can actually win that national championship. I know people don't like to hear stuff like this, but I think it's vital that you're reminded of this, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to remind you of it. At the top of sports, in this case an example, college football, there's not parity. It hasn't been parity the past 20 years, and there's not going to be parity in the next 20 years. Here's the craziest part about all of this. I can't understand for the life of me why nobody's bringing this up or talking about it. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I get it. Matt's the Grinch. I take the fun out of things. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts and all this down below. But